guess we're ready. The April 20th, 2020 regular session of the Cameron City Council video conference meeting will now come to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shelley, we'll have a call. Shelley?
Hang on, I got it.
Shelley, we'll have roll call.
Darlene Breckenridge.
Here.
Dennis M. Clark.
He,
Did you get
Dennis
that?
M.
Shelley?
Clark.
Here?
Becky Curtis.
here.
Julie Osmus.
Here.
All right, it is now time for the appointment of Roy Estes to fill the unexpired term of Dr. L. Corey Sloan due to his resignation on April 10th, 2020. We will now have resolution 2020-14.
Resolution 2020-14. A resolution selecting Roy Estes as a successor council member to serve until the next regular election.
I will now entertain a motion to pass resolution 2020-14.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. 4 in favor, 0 opposed. It's now time for the office, Shelley.
So stand and raise your right hand. I, Roy Estes,
I, Roy Estes,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States,
and laws of the United States,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the state of Missouri,
of the state of Missouri,
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
of the city of Cameron, Missouri,
of the city of Cameron, Missouri,
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
devolving upon me
devolving upon me
as a council member
as a council member
for the city of Cameron, Missouri.
for the city of Cameron, Missouri.
Virtual handshake. There you go.
Welcome to the council, Roy.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard, Roy.
Welcome aboard, yes.
welcome aboard.
Okay. Are there any items from the consent agenda to the regular agenda for discussion? Seeing none, item.
Item A, motion to approve the minutes of the April 6th, 2020 regular session. Item B, motion to approve resolution 2020-15. A resolution for the city of Cameron, Missouri, accepting the city clerk certification of records destroyed. Item C, motion to approve the personal property tax abatement list.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Did Roy, did he abstain?
Roy's abstaining because he wasn't here for the last meeting for the minutes.
Okay, we have, I gotta think about this. 4 in favor, 1 abstention.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is the tax abatement those people that still owe their personal property taxes?
Yeah.
They
it
are
was-
the people, they still owe personal property taxes. They have not had any taxes assessed to them in 3 years. So 2016 was the last year that they had any taxes assessed.
2016 was the last year that what?
They have not had any taxes assessed to them since 2016. They have been inactive since then.
Okay, so this is where we gave it to the counties and they won't be able to get their, their renewal on their cars per personal, yeah. Is that right?
Yes, but that is for the 2019 taxes. We abate taxes that are over 3 years old, that don't have any activities for the last 3 years.
So what does that mean when we abate them? We just write them off?
We write them off.
Okay, so we no longer can collect them.
No, that's not right. Could I add one thing? Let me add one thing to that, Julie. It's not like we just let them go. It's people that we no longer have any way of finding them or getting them. They're no longer residents. They've changed their name and moved to Texas. Who knows? But what happens? We still do keep them, and if they should come back here again, those taxes we can go back.
Well,
and
the
get.
reason I asked that because there's several people
No,
I know.
that's, we abate those. We get those off of our rolls. We do not keep those. Those, they go away.
Which ones do we keep then?
Real estate taxes. This is
Oh.
personal property.
Okay, all right. I'm with you. Thanks for that correction.
Okay,
And Shelley, there is one date on the minutes. You have January 6th on top of the minutes.
Where's that at? Do you remember? Is it at the top of the minutes? Oh, it is. Good call.
So might want to just get that corrected. Down below it does say April, but
Yes. All right, I'll make that correction. Thank you.
okay. Steve, it's now time for the city manager's report.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I had 4 things I wanted to mention. First of all, our perennial favorite here is the Chestnut Arms, and the building official gave the owners a deadline of until this Friday, the 21st. Paul called me today, however, and told me that the forensic investigator who was doing that project has now been put on confinement because of coronavirus. So he's out now for another 2 weeks. So before he can get back on it, Paul is going to have to give them another 2 weeks to get back on it. I want to let you know that those things happen, but it's not because we're not watching it, and Paul is on it every week. But there's another 2 weeks now because the forensic investigator has been quarantined, no doubt for forensic reasons. So we'll have him back again, and Paul will come back on it again in 2 weeks, and we'll keep you posted on that. I also wanted to mention the business park covenants. That had been an issue that we talked about previously. And one of the things that Tim identified was that in Article 20 of the city code, we do have commercial and manufacturing plan district, which in essence has protective covenants in it. He and I went through that paragraph by paragraph, and all of those things are still contained in that good suggestion that Terry Rummery had that we include them. And I just wanted to let you know that we're not disregarding his good suggestion, but once we went back and looked at it, we do have that in our city code. And the third thing is the blue and yellow days. As you know, we have the city divided into 2 teams. I'm in here with the blue team, and Zach is in here with the yellow team. But just so that you would all know that, I included in the city manager's report the calendar that shows what those days look like. And that's mostly just for your information, because when you call, whether we're working at home or whether we're working in City Hall, we'll still be there to respond to you and do what is necessary. The second page attached to that does show the supervisor who are on the blue team and the yellow team. And that's, again, just for your information, so you know where the people are, either working in City Hall or they're working at home. But for the public and for all of you, that should be transparent. And the fourth thing I wanted to mention is the financials. I included this month, as usual, the city financial. And there's two things in there that look a little unusual. I will explain that. And that is we're at 50% of the budget. And so things should look about like 50%. You know, and some things like, for example, the sewer. Well, the sewer is at 44%. Well, that makes good sense because the sewer kind of runs the same amount month in and month out. Some of them will look a little odd and demand a little bit of an explanation. For example, down at the band, now down at the bottom, we're only at 4%. Well, of course, that's because the band only plays during the summer. And we're in the process now of renewing that contract for this coming year. And then we'll see that being spent during the summer. The other one is the airport, which is at 182%. And that is because we've fronted much of the cost for some of the projects like the painting, but we're anticipating getting that back soon. And so even though that looks like it's way out of line now, it will come back as soon as we get our reimbursements back. Other than that, I think most of the things look like they're pretty much on track, and I would certainly entertain any questions you may have on that.
Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Okay, thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, let me get my sheet here. Terry, do you have anything to report?
Yes, I think Terry.
Can you hear
Terry
me?
is on, and he was going to give us a report here.
Yep. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. I know you got a busy schedule, so I won't go over everything like we have it sometimes, but we'll do the ones that are what I would refer to as active. First is Project Tim. As you know, we talked about that at the last meeting, and things seem to be going well there. That was where the covenants question came up, and I was very happy to hear that that was already included in the zoning, and so you should be taken care of. That project now is obviously pretty much in the hands of the client to look over the contract and see what all they can do. Project expansion, which of course was the co-op, that is done. That's received all the approvals, and they're actually in the process of expanding. So I think that was a good thing, and it's being able to help a local company is always the best thing you can do, and we were able to do that, and I think that's was a wonderful project. Project Big is the one I really can't go much into, but I can tell you that things continue to move on with their due diligence. Things are looking pretty good. They had one major question, they got it answered, and it was answered to their liking. So I think that's certainly beneficial. You know, obviously, as everything has with the COVID-19 situation, things have kind of slowed down, but they continue to do their stuff. And I think in late summer, early fall, we'll be hearing something positive from them. They still have a couple of questions that's out there. I can tell you I met with them and in MoDOT. MoDOT's been very helpful with them. I'm very happy to encounter that. That's always a good thing. And so I think that project is coming along fine. Project Spectrum is the project that we talked about that is will go to in